I'm your host, Ricardo Martinez, and today I'm very, very happy to have Ryder Havdale join me from HIO Music. Ryder, how are you?
Ricardo, it's a pleasure to be here.
Man, I'm so happy to have you on. You know why? People don't know this, but Ryder just ran into me spontaneously, and now we're doing an interview with him. He's going to tell us all about his project.
So I run HIO Music. Our mission is to get 1 billion creators paid. HIO just launched on the Apple App Store, Google Play, but also we're one of the 40 first dApps on Solana Saga phone. And how that came to be is, one of Solana Labs' lead devs is one of our early investors. So we actually worked in sync with the Solana team to, we have, we'll have the same 100 million tracks as a Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, Apple Music. Plus, if you upload your record directly to HIO, you're actually minting to the Solana blockchain. So it's like, it's an added, we're supercharging content for user-generated content.
Okay, so tell people what kind of app it is and what exactly it does.
Yeah, so imagine an app, a music streaming platform, where 100% of music streaming revenues went to creators. So this was the first idea before the blockchain component went in. It was like, if you listen to one track, you get paid. If you're on the platform paying your $10 and you listen to one song that month, that song gets given $10. If you listen to 1,000 tracks, it gets split 1,000 ways. But the mission is, on all these other music stream platforms, they pay out on a per stream rate, and it just doesn't add up. I've got a few million streams myself for Ryder Havdale on the Spotify, and the first moment we hit 1 million streams, is like, what the fuck? You have no idea. It was like, did we get paid? And then when you found out you got paid, once you start digging into it, you got everybody from Snoop, Taylor, down to indie artists complaining about the model. There's blood in the water. So anyhow, we launched, with a new model in place. And then a friend of mine became the top-selling NFT artist in North America. He goes by Mad Dog Jones. And it was like, holy shit. What's exciting to me about NFTs was the guts. It's like you don't listen to WAV files, you don't listen to FLACs, you don't listen to MP3s, and you don't listen to NFTs. But the guts, when you supercharge, wrap a piece of content as an NFT, as a digital asset, it actually opens up a lot of new possibilities. You could... for example, you can sell tickets on HIO. 10 years later, the band could reward, those users who bought that, that album or those tickets. Yeah.
An incentive of some kind.
And, the other thing on HIO, music's about connection, right? Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, they push music at you. Whereas HIO, we just launched a token on Solana called HIO, HIO. And on top of the fiat, that's getting spread to creators, HIO allows us to incentivize people to create community. So if you're an artist who's inviting friends and users to the platform, you're getting rewarded in HIO. If you're building playlists, sharing music, you can also get HIO. It just allows us this extra mechanism to reward creators. So yeah, basically it's a music stream platform. Also, you have all access to your data. You can reach out to your favorite artists. They can reward you for being a top listener. Basically just trying to build that connection rather than just AI and fucking, algorithmic playlists pushing music at you. This is about the artists. Why do you have to go to Instagram to find out who your fans are? And pay to boost a post, to send them back to Spotify. That's fucked up. And we're trying to change that, Ricardo.
Well, that sounds amazing, man. Something interesting you told me before the interview started was that you guys are one of the apps on the Solana phone. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
So I love Solana. We're here at a Bitcoin conference. But, the way that we utilize Solana is, if you mint an NFT, you essentially upload your album and it mints to Solana, we eat that cost because there's no cost really. It's a few pennies, whatever. So, but with the Solana Saga, what's cool about that is they put out this phone 1.5 years ago, and it didn't go anywhere. And they were laying people off the mobile team. They wanted to try and prove to Apple and Google Play that you could have a separate chip in the phone for a seed for a seed wallet, essentially. Yeah. So, they've got 2 chips. When you open up your actual seed wallet, it's actually pulling from another chip in your phone, so it's separate. Yeah, but what's cool about that Saga phone is December 15th, not this last December, 11 months ago, all of a sudden people realized that if they own that phone, because there's a Genesis NFT in there with the phone, all of a sudden they're getting airdropped all this crypto from different projects. So like Bonk, they airdropped 30 million Bonk to every user.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it was worth $600. So if you had this phone, you automatically had $600 worth of Bonk.
Okay.
And in one day, those phones sold out because it was like, holy shit, the phone's worth $600. And if you buy the phone, you've already got your $600 back. So then the phone started going like hotcakes. They sold out in one day. And, but what was cool about that is suddenly that phone was like a lightning rod for crypto. So there's like $4,000 worth of crypto that's been airdropped to my phone.
That's wild.
And like Bonk, you install the app on the Saga, and it's like, holy fuck, we're one of the 30 dApps on this phone. We need to get our token out the door. So that was the moment, it
Did
took
you guys
us.
do an airdrop through the phone?
It's coming up in the next month.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we just launched the token December 15th last month, and it took a better part of a year to get to get there. It actually was like, we sold out on a Fjord Foundry raise on a launch pad, and we did a couple launch pads, but it was a lot of work. But now we've got a token out there, and if people feel like buying into the future of music streaming, they can.
That's super exciting, man. I remember that thing that you were talking about with the phones when there was a frenzy to get them, and then like people were selling them for like way more money than they cost, like on eBay and stuff like that.
Well, it literally,
Yeah.
I just love when technology gets built and people use it for things they had no idea it'd be used for. Like, Raj and Toli, they had no idea this would suddenly become a hub for NFTs and tokens. Like when I opened the NFTs in that phone, there's also a few grand worth of NFTs, because that is what's cool about NFT technology. Like NFTs are like almost a dirty word, but if you have an NFT, say on that phone, you can reward everyone within that community.
Yeah.
So we've got partnerships with like Solana Sensei, Monkey DAO, all the top NFT projects to airdrop them. If they have that NFT in their wallet, they're getting airdropped HIO.
That's cool, man. You guys just launched like 3 weeks ago. You said, what's the community response been like so far?
I mean, it's been great. Like we raised, the token helped us raise a bunch of funds, but my mission in life is to get creators paid, right? That's the end goal on this. And we've got some, we got some legends on the team. I was mentioning Arabian Prince from a little band, the world's most dangerous band, NWA. He's on Straight Outta Compton. He's our chief innovation officer. We sniped a few people from Spotify. And so we're building something that's actually vital and needed. I mean, there's blood in the water around Spotify right now. And yeah, the response has been, like when people find out it's 100% going to creators, it's the easiest sell to musicians, labels, distributors.
Yeah.
And, music fans that are who believe in the future.
Or who just want to see like their favorite artists get paid rather than some record company, putting themselves in the middle and taking all the money.
Exactly, 100%. I mean, that's the thing. So, and when, people are like, well, how the fuck do you get paid if you're giving 100% of subscriptions away? But the actual business around that is worth more than music streaming right now. Now, when we get 100,000 users paying $10, that'll be 12 million a year that's going in and out. But when you look at like a Taylor Swift, she's like a traveling t-shirt shop. She actually makes more money on her merch. Most artists make more money on their shows and merch because there's so little in music streaming in the current setup. But we're out to redefine that. I tour with a band called Broken Social Scene. We roll in a big, bus, but I've also played hundreds of shows as Ryder Havdale, and I've seen all sides of it, and there's so much, musicians are having a hard time. You literally have to, if you want to try to find your true 1,000 fans, you have to be in a van or in a bus going town to town to try and capitalize on that, because you're just not getting much. Like when I hit 1 million streams, I got $1,000. It was $4,000 that came in, but the label took half, and me and the other producer got $1,000. But like 1 million streams, most bands would fucking give an eyeball to get 1 million streams on a song, and it's just, once you start diving into the way it splits up, it's kind of bullshit. But yes, the response has been awesome. And now it's about actually telling people we exist, which is why, Ricardo, me and you are sitting here right now, and I appreciate you having me on.
Indeed, man. Thank you for coming on the show. I really like that you guys are actually musicians building like a music platform, because I feel like the suits are why like Spotify is the way it is and artists are complaining about not getting compensated fairly.
Dude, you just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's like there's that playlist, the playlist of that Netflix series on Spotify, and in episode 3, Daniel Ek throws a little hissy fit. He's like, we don't have, it's about the lawyers. They're like, Daniel, we're going to need to pay the labels. And Daniel's like, no, we're not paying them anything. They're going to want to be on us like Google for free. And like 15 years later, that's basically what we're dealing with. You know, him and Martin Lawrence, and like, kudos to them. They built something that is, redefined music, right?
Yeah.
So I have to give them some credit. But, they sat around a room and they were like, what kind of business should we start? They never felt the pain of actually being an artist and having to deal with that.
Yeah.
And, now it's a $97 billion, market cap, and fuck that. You want to be, were we able to get in on Spotify early? No, but you guys can. HIO. Check it out, CoinMarketCap.
All right.
And hopefully we can do some cool shit with Bitfinex, because we would love to be on Bitfinex.
Yeah, I mean,
we're currently on Radium and Weeks, and it's a brand new baby.
Yeah, well, I'll get you in the room to talk to the guys. So.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, you've mentioned that you've been here several times to El Salvador.
Yeah.
Like, what's your experience been with El Salvador?
So the first time I came to El Salvador, it was 2019. We were we played Mexico City Corona Fest. Yeah. And it was ironic because, there's 100,000 people in this fairground for a broken social scene. It was a Billie Eilish after us. And, but skip ahead 3 months, and then it was actually coronavirus. And like the last show we played was was Corona Fest. But at Corona Fest, a girlfriend of mine was in town. She's like, I'm going to El Salvador in 2 days. You want to come with me? And I was like, El Salvador? Why would I go there? Yeah. And she's like, no, there's going to be some good surfing. And so, paid the $100, flew down here, and El Zonte was just like dirt roads and an epic surf break.
How long ago? Was this like before the whole Bitcoin
2019,
thing?
right?
Okay, yeah.
So then I came down, so I stayed for a month, came down 2 years later, and Bukele had just like made Bitcoin legal tender. Now, still had dirt roads, but all of a sudden, you could pay for a pupusa, with a Bitcoin wallet, with your Chiva wallet. And I was like, what the fuck? And I ended up getting some of our investors off the beach. It wasn't like there were more people, but those people were different. It's like, I remember meeting, like Wayne Gregory, this dude, he started the world's first internet cafe.
Okay.
And he's here. He bought some property. But he was going internet cafe to internet cafe, plugging them into this thing called SFNet in 1990.
Wow.
Like I hadn't seen the internet in 1990. Yeah. But like people like that were just sitting on the beach.
Yeah.
And it was kind of wild to be like, oh wow, shit's changed in 2 years. And then coming back in 2023, it seemed kind of the same. But this year, coming back, it's like there's been so much people are building high rises and everything's paved, and it's changed. Only in the last year has it visibly changed.
Yeah, no, I came here in 2022 and 2023, and the change that I've noticed since I was here last November and now, well, I guess 2 Novembers ago, but it's been like a year, and it's incredible how much change we've seen. So, dude,
I come from Canada, and like everywhere on the planet right now, real estate's getting bought up, right? It's a problem here. It's a problem there. Like Tofino is the surf town in Canada. It got all bought up 15 years ago. And yes, now it's sad that it's hitting out Zonte. But I love that Bukele took a risk to make, to get this country off the American dollar and to try Bitcoin out. It's like, sometimes you got to shake shit up. That's what we're trying to do with HIO. It's like,
Yeah. Well, it's been a pleasure interviewing you. Like, it was super cool to run into you just at the conference here, like on a fluke, and amazing that we ended up doing an interview. Do you have any final words you want to say before we?
Yeah, I mean, I encourage everyone to try out HIO. It's on the Apple App Store, Google Play, and Solana Saga. It takes 1 minute to sign up, and you know, if you're, it's in beta, so it's free to use, free to listen, free to upload, and you can sell shit. And when if you upload something, it's actually minting to Solana. So try it out. HIOmusic.com. On X, we are HIO Music app, and on Instagram, it's HIO Music Forever. Yeah, let us know what you think. It's a brand new baby, and I'm very grateful to Ricardo here and Bitfinex for having us. And yeah, Bitfinex, let's go. Let's go HIO.
All right, man. Well, thank you.
Dude, thank you. Pleasure.